I'm Loriann, and I'm the wife of the party, and today I'm going to teach you how to make this impressive backdrop. At Wife of the Party, we create some of the biggest experiences for Hollywood's top celebrities and A-list clients. If you're a little extra, just like me, I'm going to show you how to make this impressive backdrop with everything from SHEIN. Let's talk a little bit about the supplies that I needed when I was searching the website. First thing was, what am I placing these on? I knew I did not want an arch or little bunches of balloons. I wanted a big, grand, round backdrop, and that's exactly what I started with. This one behind me is about 6 feet around, but what I love most is it's extremely lightweight, which makes it so easy for you to do at home. Now, while you can do this with only balloons, it can be absolutely beautiful, but I like floral in everything. So I made sure to order tons of faux floral to add into my big backdrop. Let's begin by talking about the list of items you need. Balloons. I'm going to add in some faux florals. You're going to need all the things that come with that. So you can use the string that comes with the balloons straight from the package. You can also have a variety of other options on hand if you want to tie them differently and kind of explore and play with it as you go. You'll also need some floral foam if you're going to add in those florals so that they can stay taut and pretty so that when you have your party, everything looks picture perfect. Quick pro tip, you may want to build this where it's going to live. You don't want to have to haul it around and move it once it has all your beautiful balloons and florals in place. Step one, we are going to string the balloons. This is really important so that you have a good starting base before you get them up there, and it's the easiest way to tie them together. When you blow the balloon, it obviously looks a little bit like an egg, but we want our balloons to look a little more rounded. So the secret is to let some air out. Overinflate it, hit it against your chest or your hip. Notice now it looks a little bit rounder before you tie it. This will make a huge difference when you get them up there because it's now going to look a lot rounder and more beautiful when you get it up on the arch. All right, it's time to get to work. Let's bring in all my balloons. Now let's start stringing the balloons. I'm going to start with one long piece and I won't cut it until I know exactly what I'm doing yet. So now I've tied on my first grouping of balloons, but now we just loop them around. So I'm going to grab another set of 2, and I'm just going to loop it right around and push it up. I didn't tie it, I literally just wrapped it around. And then on the next grouping, I'm going to loop it to the left. So you're gonna go right, left, and just keep pushing and moving the balloons up. And it's creating a cute little bundle for me. This time I'm going to wrap it to the left. I'm going to start with this grouping just so I can get an idea of what I want to do. Aside from just using the string, you can also use what we call a 260 balloon. These are excellent to use when you're attaching to a ring like this because they stretch and it allows you to move things around. And my first group is in place. If you notice, I can move this. It's not too tight. That way I can slide it up or down, and it's a great starting point for us to build from. So one quick tip about this, I'm adding in groups of 2 to give it some fullness, and this is where these are wonderful. I'm going to just tie it around my balloon and tie it like a shoelace to basically make a little circle loop that I can loop over a balloon. Now I have a little more height on top, so instead of having to do a whole big arch or grouping for the arch, I can just add them in 2s as I want to make it a little fuller. I'm going to grab one more bunch and a couple small groupings of 2, and then it's time to get to the fun stuff. My favorite part about all of this is seeing everything come together, especially the things that I ordered. And I ordered some really beautiful faux florals from SHEIN, and this is what they look like. Now, I ordered quite a few bunches because I like a lot of fullness, but these are ideal because they're organized in one little stem. And this is important because you get the fullness from the front, and they're also really easy to tie or stick into your balloons. I chose these because they are very full on the top, but they have one stem, and this makes it really easy to secure into your balloon arch. What I would suggest doing before you start this next step is to just kind of zhuzh them up a little bit. Shake them, open them up, so that when we put them in, it covers a lot more real estate. It looks really great when they're all together. It's really as simple as pushing the stem in between the balloons. Be mindful though, sometimes they're not rounded on the end of the stem, and if that's the case, you'll want to put a little piece of tape so it doesn't pop them. You'll see instantly how much this is coming to life and how colorful and pretty it looks. I like a lot of everything, so remember, extra, extra for me is kind of what it's about. So I'm really happy with it, totally doing my little happy dance because I'm a very visual person and I feel like I have to really step back and look at things to see. Although I like a lot and sometimes and most of the time more is more, in this case, I think it's perfect as is and I'm not going to touch it. I think it's so beautiful and I hope that you really enjoyed watching so that you can do this at home. Now that we're photo ready, it's time for me to take some pictures.